I've always loved technology from the time that there was Kit, Michael Knight. Yeah, those are some of the things that inspired us. You'd be surprised at the power of social media. Back then, that was our sort of social media, but it wasn't social media. That was practically my movies, but they kind of conditioned us to accept a lot of things that we now see today. So everything that I have learned and I appreciate are as a result of fruition from those Hollywood movies. So that's my source of inspiration. The Tesla that we have today, we saw it in Michael Knight, was even a bike that could do the same. So I tried a lot of things, a lot of disciplines, but none of them really ticked or excited me. That's how my love for tech started. And I also worked for a company, a local brand, which does IT. I got exposure and I got experience I got what it felt like handling the newest tech on the market. So that pushed me off the limit, and I did some certifications and stuff, and I attended college, Tera Byte Center for Learning. So here's the thing. I think that I've realized about almost everyone is we're not knowledgeable where our data is because we've never given it time to consider what we've got background applications that are playing, that are running behind. And you probably have got my updates that are running behind. But look, I would say at any given time, Econet, Zoe, Net1, they will never be able to reach out to almost 9 million subscribers, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me wrongly, Papa. But what you then figure out is they cannot reach out and tell people what to do. But tell you what, today I've got a fix for you. Your question is very valid. So here's the thing. You can download this application on the Data Monitor. If you go on Play Store, it's there. The sad thing now is my iPhone users do not have access to this. But here's the most exciting thing about it. You're able to see where your data is going at any given time. In other words, it's statistical data. To know, okay, my protocols are happy at bandwidth yangu. You can then look at, is it probably system updates? Is it probably application updates? Is it probably you spending time more on Facebook or on TikTok? And it breaks them down granular wise. As in today's, you can actually go and say, today, how much data have I used? Yesterday, and then also my weekly usage. I'm not sure if it is licensed or not, but look, this is a very great application. I'll tell you at any given time. It will break down everything to an extent which you then go beyond your phone, the interface, and you go back and then you disable unnecessary applications that will be running. It's crazy. The one major thing that I like about that application, to be honest, is the fact that you can actually put a cap to say, in a day, whenever I've reached up to 1 gig, depend an alert. So I think this is something that probably Econet, Zoe, Tel1, those guys who have no pusher, my packages and in my pay as you go, if they could really use this, trust me, a lot of users would be happy. I myself has been somebody who's been very frustrated with the data that but download this application and trust me, I can tell you any other day, this is the, I think it's the application of the modern day, in particular if you're Zimbabwean, because it was what it tasted data no money. I think that's an easy question to ask, but it's also a very good question because when I play my cards very well, I have a flashback of how we used to do things in the 90s. Taenda gonna meet up a queue. I remember actually getting married. I used to use that phone to call my wife because Mbakwankwa couldn't landline. So it makes sense when you then ask me how you can monetize your Starlink. Over and above, I think you can actually share your password with your neighbors. But the downside is you might need to change your password now and again. So the best thing that I think you could do is you set up a billing system that you could do. I'm sure we can cover that as a topic on another day. So you set up your Starlink, you put it in your house, then you've got your own routers that then control my devices and connect at any given time. I've already done it as a demo, and look, it actually works. Typical example of where places you could use it is Vanima Airbnb. You've got 3 houses. You don't need to have 5 connections to the internet. Just have one setup. It could be Zoll, or it could be Liquid, or it could be Starlink, or it could be Net One. As long as it's good enough, you can share it with other people. So yeah, Starlink, you can actually monetize it, and in my case, I don't pay for my Starlink anymore. My neighbors are paying for me, and all I had to do was do the right setup. But I think we could cover it in another topic. We'll talk about that one in particular. Yeah, Kuseri Goma is an overstretch, but what I can tell you is you can actually do as far as a kilometer far. You can do a point-to-point setup where you actually buy. I'm sure Unify has got my devices that do the same. Microtik has got them. Quite a number of vendors have got them. And look, you can source these things locally. But of course, there are recommendations that you use, especially if you're going commercial. We've done my setup for my farms. We've done my setups for my mines. So yeah, you can actually extend your capacity to a place that is like a kilometer away. Over or beyond the mountain is a bit difficult because there's one thing that's important. It's called line of sight. So between the receiving end and your end, there should be at least be a clear line of sight. There shouldn't be trees. What else can I say? But yeah, there shouldn't be any obstruction of some sort. That way you can get a very good connection, which is as good as a fiber connection. I mean, I've done it, I've used it, I still use it, and I love it. Good thing about it also is you reduce my cost of implementation, because imagine running a cable for a kilometer. The amount of switches or repeaters of some sort that have to relay that signal, the amount of money that you'd have to invest on that one is a lot. But in a point-to-point, as low as $500, you get something that really works. I think the best thing is very simple. If you're a home user and you don't want to get these devices like the firewall, or you don't want to implement anything costly, it's very simple. Even on your Starlink, I know on Liquid you can do the same. You can actually hide your SSID. Put a funny name to it. You can call it Connect Before or Connected, or you can call it whatever you want. But the bottom line is your SSID shouldn't be privy to any phone. Not every phone should really see your broadcast. The broadcast can only be seen by people who have got your network name. And then on top of that, you put a password, so that makes it clean. If there is anybody who's passing on information on how to connect, then it definitely has to be somebody in the house. In that case, you definitely need to get a firewall. I'm sure we've done an episode here. Your Microtik router board. I mean, it's the cheapest way out of this. But yeah, you should probably find it in one of our videos that I made, and you might get more insight. But we can do it again if you request that we do it bit by bit, so that everybody understands. I've got a Samsung one, but I hardly use it because we'll definitely have to do a topic about that one, because I'm not happy with them. I'm not happy with what Samsung offered. I'm not happy with what Samsung is offering. And to be honest, I'm definitely going to do a Huawei one. But we'll talk about it, a comparison. We'll probably get to buy the Huawei first and then have an experience with it, and then do a 1v1. Listen, watch is necessary, especially if you're somebody who multitasks. If you do a flashback, we talked about my Meta glasses. Imagine you're in a car, you receive a call, right? You get a notification that it's Tawanda's calling. You get it from here, you can answer your call. But at the same time, if you're in a meeting and you don't have your Meta glasses, if a call comes in, you don't have to take out your phone. It's kind of disrespectful. But if you have to look at your phone, it kind of gives some level of respect. When I have to check who's calling, I tap and I see who's calling, and then I can simply reply to them, and I can tap back into my meeting. Watch does everything. For me, it does everything. If I forget my phone, it gives me reminders. If I forget my phone, it doesn't mean I've left my calendar. At one time, I remember I used to go shopping in a small village in Manchester. I remember I'd forget my phone at home. The funny thing is, I thought I was off track or anything, but the craziest thing is I could literally pay for my bills using my phone. It didn't mean I have to carry this brick thing with me every time just so that I could make a payment. No, no, no. So I think a smartwatch is necessary. However, I think they're getting and collecting too much information about us. It's kind of feels like they're going to make a replica of me on there because of the amount of data that they collect. Again, it's a topic that we're going to have to dig down and drill into. Look, that projector, it's one of the first 4K projectors that has been there. That projector is probably 2021 model. Before, I mean, at that time, there was no need for you to have a 100-inch TV when you've got a projector that does 4K and still give me those 100 inches. And it was cheaper, and it's Android built. So basically what I can do on my phone, I can actually do it on my projector. If I can watch something on my browser, I can as well put it on the screen and not fuss about looking for a laptop, something to connect, just a simple remote, and I'm good to go. I love tech. I like to explore. I like to see things break. I want to stretch things to their limitations. So this is something that I bought in 2021, but it got here a bit late. Whatever I saw, there's 1 year LG. Whatever everyone is showcasing right now, the Chinese did it 4 or 5 years back. It's new technology, but we'll do a review on it. Trust me, it's crazy. So see you next time on the Tera Byte Show, where we get to tell you stories, innovations, and the most exciting things that are happening in Zim and beyond Zimbabwe. See you next time.